Hi, good afternoon. My name is Senior Pufnstuf. I'm actually going to go ahead and do a review of a couple of different vaporizing tools that I have picked up from one of my favorite vapor shops. It's called Coastal Vapors Plus. It's actually based out of North Plains, Oregon. They have some of the best vaporizing products that you can come across on the market at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and review one of those, let you know exactly what the kit comes with, how well it works, and specifically what you're going to be able to use it for, so that way you can get a better understanding of exactly what we got here today. Is actually a GS Matrix. It's one of the vaporizing batteries. It's fairly new. I've just been introduced to it today, so I want to go over it with you, show you some of the things I like about it, and show you if something could be for you. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and get it open at this time. It comes in a nice little box here. It's basically a great startup kit for anybody who's looking to get serious about vaping, or if you already are serious and just looking for some new equipment. It's also great for that. So it comes with two parts here. One of them is going to be this nice little case. We'll get into that in a minute. It's also got a battery right here, a charger. The battery is actually in this box, so this actually just holds the charger. It's a basic wall charger in order to keep some juice in your e-cigarette. So I'm glad that that came with the pack. A lot of them sell them separately, so I'm really happy that Coastal Vapors does have the charger included with the kit. So now also inside of this little box here, we have a certificate of inspection, which really gives me a lot of alleviation, because I've had some of my friends or colleagues, they'll buy a vaporizing cigarette, maybe from a different company or anything like that, and as soon as they go to use it, it won't even work. That's because the company failed to inspect it prior to it leaving the factory. But with this card right here, I know that this product is going to be at least approved to work efficiently and can at least turn on. So this is also going to be the user manual. It basically explains every individual thing that you can do with the Cotomizer a lot better than I can. So if you do decide to go with this after watching this video, you are going to want to make sure you thumb through the manual, make sure you're using it to the best of your ability. So in this case here, it basically includes, I'm going to break them all out individually, but it has a actual battery itself. That is the GS Matrix right there. It looks like a small little mag light. The battery that goes inside of it looks like almost like a double A. It has two of the individual wick replacements, which is good because that seems like the only thing that ever blows out on my equipment. So I'm glad that it does come with a couple of extra ones. I also have a standard Cotomizer that it came with. That's going to be good for the vaping of your regular e-cigarette liquid, and this battery is going to be more than capable of sustaining that. So I'm going to do a review as far as the battery itself and how well it works on this regular Cotomizer, as well as this brand new wet and dry Cotomizer that I recently picked up from Coastal Vapors Plus. I'm really excited about it. It does two things. It actually lets you get your vaping e-cigarette oil down at the bottom. It will hold that. And the smoke that it creates will have the flavor from the selected e-cigarette oil. However, it will also have the herb that you put in on the top shelf. So it will have the effects of the herb that you insert with the very great tasting of the e-cigarette oil itself. So that's something else I'm really excited to go over with you. But at this point, I'm going to show you this part right here. You have to unscrew it and to insert the battery, which really makes me happy because a lot of the batteries aren't put in there very well, which causes them to lose connection. But with this specific sturdy design, it's going to go ahead and hold the battery in there a lot better and ensure that you do get a consistent, strong vape every time you go to hit it. You're going to want to make sure that the three-pronged end is inserted face down. And go ahead and put that on top. And you'll just want to screw it in there. It's going to secure the battery into place, make sure that it doesn't shift or get disconnected during your daily use. So I'm going to go ahead and get this attached. Alright. So now, this thing is really cool because it does have the variable voltage, meaning you can adjust the heat that your Cotomizer gets to, which is great depending on if you're smoking several different varieties or different things from this actual battery itself. If you hold down the light, it'll show you that it's red. Red basically represents the lowest voltage, which is 3.4 volts. And 650 milliamps. So now that's going to be your lower burning level. It's basically going to be just for burning your e-cigarette oils. Even the thinner ones such as the raspberry or the blueberry, it's going to do those very well. However, if you go with the thicker ones, maybe a cinnamon or even a marshmallow, you are going to want to go ahead and turn the heat on the battery up, and the way that you do that is you press the battery button 5 times and it will change colors. And it'll let you know how hot it's burning by what color it burns. Like I said, the red is the lowest. It's 3.4 volts. This one right here is the purple. The purple is the medium halfway point. This is going to give you a strong vape with a little bit of extra smoke. And this is 3.7 volts, basically 750 milliamps. And then if you hit it 5 more times, it'll go to the big boy for you, which is the blue. The blue is going to be for if you are trying to get a very strong and very vaporous hit, then you are going to want to have it on the blue settings because it's going to burn a lot burn your oil up a lot faster and give you a better taste. Also, you are going to want to have it on the blue setting if you're using something like this, which is what I went over earlier. It's basically a wet and dry vape atomizer. At the bottom here, it will hold your e-cigarette oils, basically meaning that you can use it merely for that. However, for the special ones, people who want a little bit extra out of their atomizer, the top part is a dry herb burner. Now, that's going to be able to burn any herb that you enter into it as long as it's broken down. I mean, there are many different ones that you can use, from medical prescription marijuana to tea, different ones like that. You can try chai tea or ground up coffee beans is actually going to be a great one as well. So that's going to give you a good taste. And there are a lot of different opportunities and things that you can do with the wet and dry vape. But for this one, I do have my prescription as well as a flavored, I believe it is the chai tea flavoring of the e-cigarette oil. I'm going to go ahead and enter this in right here and show you how well it vapes. Like I said earlier, if you are doing a big atomizer like this, even if you just have your VB Nova on there, and you're going to want to make sure it is up on a blue setting, or at least a purple, because red's not going to be able to support that type of heat that these require. So I have it on my blue. I'm going to go ahead and hold it down for a couple seconds. Take my warm up hit, and then I'm going to take my long draw. So now that's going to give you the recommended dosage for each vape. I mean, you aren't going to want to go too crazy on it, especially with this dual tank atomizer, because you are getting the nicotine mixed with the adverse effects of your prescription. So now that burns very well. I'm going to go ahead and actually hit it again. I really like how this battery works very well with this 2-tank atomizer, the wet and dry. I believe that that works very well. I'm very happy with that purchase. I do recommend it. Now, for those regular vapors, we do have the regular atomizer, just a smaller one for your e-cigarette oils. And everybody knows that we have those in a million different flavors down at Coastal Vapors Plus. They basically have every flavor you can imagine. Even if you have a good idea for some new flavors, they'd be happy to mix that up for you. This is actually a mix of the sweet tart and raspberry. It's got a great taste to it, especially with that battery. Like I said, I do really like that it has the adjustable voltage. Now, that way you're not using more power out of your battery than you need to. So in the next video, I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple of different other batteries that we do have available. But at this point, this one is going to be one of my personal favorites because it is very reliable. It's got a very stable and sturdy base that's not going to knock over all the time. It's also going to have a cool little look to it, similar to a mag flashlight. There's also a few more things. I have it right here on this statistics sheet for this battery right here, the GS Matrix. Just a couple of points that I want to make sure I touched on. I have that the adjustable voltage, we already went over that. The blue is going to represent 4.0 volts. That's going to be about 1,000 milliamperage. And then purple is going to be 3.7 volts. That's going to be 750 milliamps. That's the halfway point. The red is going to be 3.4 voltage. That is the lowest at 650 milliamp, okay? And I want to also also touch on that it does have a small, durable style. Like I said, very similar to the small Maglites. It fits most Cottomizers. I mean, out of all the ones I have here, it does fit all of them very well. And it works very well with all of them. It's got a sturdy base, like I said, compact design, so you can throw that in your pocket. It's not going to leave a long line in your pocket like most of the other Cottomizers, the skinnier ones do. It's going to be something that you can store a lot easier. It's got a complete and very solid starter kit. I mean, most starter kits do not come with all this equipment as far as the certificate of inspection, a very descriptive owner's manual, the battery, and the charger. I mean, you get a free Cottomizer included with it, the battery, and 2 replacement coils. So, I mean, there's not much else you can ask for, especially at the price that they're asking down at Coastal Vapors Plus. And one of the last things I really wanted to touch on was that it's just very visually appealing from the packaging right here. Makes you feel very happy in your investment and very secure. And not only that, but the actual battery itself has a great sleek look to it that I'm very happy with. I'm honestly thinking about switching over to this battery from my daily user right now, which is one of the longer, skinnier ones. And I'm just very happy to say that I was able to purchase this GS Matrix from Coastal Vapors Plus. They were able to help me out with something that I really needed, got me the vaporizer that was best suited to my lifestyle, and that's going to really be something I'm going to use on a daily. So I do appreciate your time here. If you have any questions, I'm sure that Coastal Vapors Plus would be happy to go ahead and answer any of those on their website. They do have a comment box as well as a message us. So, I mean, you can get in contact with them if you have any questions or if you'd like to place an order. Once again, this is Senior Puffin Stuff. I'd like you to have a great day and keep vaping.